Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining our talk today. And I have Claire Kilburn from Alliance Dog Training, who is also my amazing dog trainer for my service dog, DiDi. So thank you so much for joining us, Claire. Do you want to share a little bit about who you are, what you do?
Yeah, absolutely. I am a service dog trainer based out of Toronto, Ontario, with Alliance Service Dogs. And I have been training for about 8 or 9 years approximately. And the past 3 or 4 of those has been specifically with service dogs. And I am certified to do work with service dogs through Atlas Assistance Dogs, which is a program based in the US that trains the trainers to be able to work with service dogs.
So I found Claire actually when I was trying to get my dog assessed as a therapy dog, and the owner of the nonprofit really highly recommended Claire to me because I found it to be so difficult to find a service dog trainer supporting people with some kind of psychiatric disability. Like myself, I live with bipolar disorder and had really wanted to utilize my dog as a service dog because he was showing some really great natural abilities. And I was so happy to have found Claire. And so, Claire, how often do you train people to have service dogs supporting psychiatric conditions?
Yeah, that's actually my specialty. So I work mostly with people who have psychiatric disabilities. Um, Probably about 80% of the students that I work with have some sort of psychiatric diagnosis or disability that we're working with their service dog.
Yeah, that's great because I thought that only people with physical disabilities usually get service dogs. It wasn't until I watched this documentary on Netflix where I learned that dogs have this incredible sense of smell where they can actually detect the onset of a seizure or epileptic episode or some kind of even blackouts. So they're really great at noticing those things amongst other incredible abilities. And of course, Claire is helping me to train DiDi. Right now, we're working on a lot of the foundational kind of skills, but I think for me, I'm like shooting for the sky, which is like the service dog. And, if he doesn't make it, it's okay. I will still have a really great, well-trained dog because I have to tell you, Claire is an amazing teacher, trainer, and I feel fully supported in this journey with her. So no matter where we end up, I feel like that's okay. So Claire, like, do you have any advice for people who are thinking about either training their existing dog as a service dog or getting a new puppy to be trained as a service dog?
Yeah, absolutely. The biggest thing to think about is your access to resources. So things like time, money, and then, of course, when you're disabled, the biggest thing is energy and effort, because a lot of that is going to your own health and well-being. So, especially if you're owner training a dog, it requires a lot of those resources and especially lots of time and energy. So that is a really big consideration to make even before you decide to embark on the journey. And then if you do feel like, okay, you've got the resources, then of course, a big part is talking to your doctor. So in Ontario, it's legally required that you have a letter from your doctor recommending the use of the service dog. So that's legally required, but it's also just helpful to have medical support on the process. And then you should be thinking about, okay, where are we going to find the dog, or are we going to use the dog that we already have? And if you're starting with a puppy, which is often what I recommend, I highly recommend starting with a breed that is really well suited to the job. Usually that's going to be something like a Labrador retriever, a golden retriever, excuse me, or sometimes a poodle. If you already have a dog and you're thinking of your options with making your current dog into, excuse me, into a service dog, then I mean, it's really up to the individual dog itself and how that dog meshes with your current disability and your needs.
Yeah. Thank you for, being here, even though your throat's not so comfortable. I really appreciate it. So yeah, like Claire said about, if you're choosing a puppy, then maybe find a breed that will be set up for success, out of the gate. And or like me, I already had a dog who was a Basenji, and Claire had said this is really not the top breed of service dogs that we would choose. In other words, oh, okay, this is going to be hard. Just be prepared, which is true. It has been. But, we love him, and no matter what happens, we would still love him. And so for me, I think my advice as, a dog owner who is kind of embarking on this journey is to really check your expectations and let them go, and have compassion for your dog and for yourself, because living with a disability is not easy. And if I didn't have the support of my husband and daughter to continue with the training, even when I'm having really bad episodes, then it wouldn't be possible for me to train a service dog. So I think having compassion for yourself, compassion for your dog, for your support network is a very important thing, and something to consider before starting this journey. So what I'll do is I'm going to include Claire's contact information in the video description, so that if you have any questions for her or want to talk to her about training, you're definitely more than welcome to. But thank you so much for being here. And if you have any questions, feel free to pop it into the comments. And when we are able to, we're definitely going to answer your questions as well. So thank you and have a great day. Bye.